Well, it's not just about the destination with health, it's about the journey. And holistic nutritionist and health coach Brady Godfrey is here to take us on that journey this morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, guys.
Yeah, so it sounds good, like it's all about the journey, but it's very hard to get there, right?
It's so, and you know, with February being the month of love, I thought we could, you know, really focus on trying to embrace that journey. Yes, you can say embrace it all you want to, but it is a constant act of saying, okay, here I am. It might not be where I want to be, but I am here today. And it's fine to have that long-term goal, but I try to really get clients to focus on the small changes and embrace those and celebrate those. That's why I always focus on like little stepping stones along the big journey.
One of the biggest ones is social media, because we're constantly looking at it and saying, well, that person has a six-pack, that person has this, everything that you don't have.
Whatever they're doing, I want to do.
Absolutely. It's so funny. I'm actually going to air a podcast either this week or next week on social media and wellness, because it's really important that people, we've talked about this a lot, but that people really kind of just put on blinders to it, especially if you're starting a new program or you're starting your own wellness journey, because you can see somebody, and then even if you're like really stable with it, I feel like I have really good boundaries around social media. If you see somebody else, you're like, oh, wait, what are they doing? I'm going to switch and do that.
Right.
You know, or I should. So I always tell clients really just kind of put blinders on it, put some really good boundaries around it, because you really don't know what those people are doing.
And they may be 3 years into their journey, you're just starting, so it's not even make sense for you to
Exactly.
compare.
They could also be photoshopping.
And all of you, you know, all the, and I always say with social media, it's made perfect look normal. So in your everyday life, you're like, why isn't it like that? It's like this big perfection and everybody flexes on it, and it's just all the time. So you really have to be mindful of what you're consuming, both physically and mentally.
Yeah.
How do you get someone at that stage? Because if you're looking at yourself and you're realistic and you're like, listen, I've got 20 pounds that I really would like to lose. This is something like you've got to first realize this isn't happening in a safe way in a couple of weeks.
Right.
I mean, is that the beginning to set more realistic goals? Like this could be a goal for you by 2024?
Right.
Or?
So say if I had someone like that, the main thing is picking out some, I always say some low-hanging fruit so they can have some success. So picking something that's doable and easier for them so they can have success. That scale might not start going down right away, but eventually it will. But you've got to have some success in something. So whether it's getting up and drinking water, whether it's getting more steps, whatever that is, we break it down. And that's why I like working with people one-on-one, because it's so individualized, individually based, that you have to kind of set the bar low and then keep creeping up. If you go in and, like Megan said, anybody can lose 20 pounds like that, you know, over a month or two with everything that they have out there today, you know, whether it's a weight loss pill or just not
Shakes
a health,
or
not
or eating, that's not doing
you know,
it
you've seen in the news a lot about the Ozempic, and so you can see that there's a lot of different ways to lose weight quickly. It's just not long term that you're going to be able to hold that off. So, and honestly, where I'm coming from is not just about weight loss. It's about internally being healthy, mentally being healthy. And then try and find that balance so that you're getting the weight, because I know weight loss is important. It's important to everybody, and to get into a weight that you're healthy in or happy in. But it's got to be a little bit of both along the way.
So make some smart goals and things that are actually attainable. And heading into the spring and summer season, a lot of people are making some drastic decisions. I heard a friend talking about it the other day. It's like, oh, beach season is coming up. I got to do these drastic things.
I'm never eating carbs ever again.
And I'm like, that's not going to work.
You're going to fail.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, you know, it's just, you see a lot springtime. It comes really, because people are like, oh my gosh, I've been, you know, November, December, January, February, and then it's this drastic method, and then they're miserable.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And it's not healthy, and then it comes right back, and then so it's this constant up and down. So if I can get people mentally in the place that it's going to take a little bit longer, I'd rather you lose a half a pound to a pound a week, and it's just going to take a little bit longer, then it stays off, you develop healthier habits, and you're not having to do. I always say my goal is to get you to a place where you don't have to come back to me. And you know, you don't need to work with me forever. I want to get you to a place where you just embrace those habits naturally.
It's so true, because I've seen friends and they looked fantastic. I mean, they dropped like, I'm talking about the crazy numbers.
Yep.
And it's like, whoa, what did you do? 6 to 8 months later,
Yep, all
the
back.
weight is back, if not
More.
10
More.
to 15
Yeah.
more. So it's like, I know none of us are patient. It's like, I want to lose this weight now. But it's like, you've
Absolutely.
got to do it in the little ways.
You do, and I'm get like, and I do this for a living and kind of eat, sleep, and breathe this. And even, you know, if I'm up like 3 or 4 pounds or 5 pounds, I'm like, oh my God. So you have to mentally, and I have to talk myself down and be like, okay, go back to what you know, go back to your habits. Eventually it all comes back to baseline.
yeah.
But, you know, I get it. We live in a fast-paced society. Same thing with social media. It's very fast-paced. You want it now. You want the recognition now. But it's just, you've got to embrace being patient and embrace that journey.
Great
if you wanna do it
information.
the right way.
BradyGodfrey.com if you want to get on this journey with Brady. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
Thanks, girl. Good tips. Always good tips.